All right, everybody. Well, here we are again. This is Bug64, and we're getting ready to do a FSEconomy flight. We're going to be flying from KSAC, which is Sacromento Executive, in the Beech18, and we're going to take 5 passengers, and we're going to be flying to NV56, which is known as Wineglass Ranch at Round Mountain, Nevada. Altitude for the airport is at 5,567 feet, and it's pretty well known for that part of the country as a jet center. People come in, fly, vacation a little bit, do wine tasting, things like that. Unfortunately, when it comes to the GTN 750, it doesn't exist. So I had to make my own waypoint. So that'll made the flight a little bit interesting. So, but before we get into the FSEconomy flight, I want to give you a little heads up update on the air hauler for X-Plane. Last time you heard, we were back to 50%, and the business was slowly building. We're now flying the Coronado C208B, and we're up to 51% as of today. What happens is in air hauler, for every successful flight I make, I gain a half a percentage point. Now, if I fail to complete a mission, or I cancel a mission, then I can lose as much as 2 percentage points, usually 1 percentage point. But so it gets really nasty if you don't complete the missions. So anyway, with that being said, air hauler's coming along fine. There'll be more information on that as we go along. But today it's a FSEconomy flight, trying to make a little money for Solus Wings, the virtual airline that I fly for, and try to build that business for a good friend of mine, Dion Sol. So with that, let's go ahead and get this flight started and fly to this location. Now, unfortunately, when we get there, there's probably just going to be a runway. I have looked everywhere and could not find any suitable, what I consider no 3D scenery. So it's just going to be a runway. But we're going to do the flight because we want to make the money. Okay, so we'll see you on the inside. So here we are inside the Beech18. Now this is the Volpar version, which, as you can see, is this variant had tricycle landing gear instead of being a tail dragger. So that's what we're flying today, and we're gonna get the FSEconomy flight started and get our bird ready to go. So we'll get rid of our locks and everything, and our chocks, and get our Beech18 started and get the flight going. Okay. Mixture up. Right throttle open. Let's go ahead and get the battery going. Avionics. Right fuel pump. Switch this selector over to the right engine. And see about a little prime. And we'll start this bad boy. And there we go. Good engine start. So now we'll do the same thing to the left. Selector. Fuel pump. Okay, let's get a starter. Prime. And start. Always helps if you open the throttle a little bit. And good engine start. So with that, we'll get everything else set up here. We'll get generators on, the lights on, inverter on. Alright, everything's done. Let's taxi down to the end of the runway. Okay, so we're going to pull onto the runway and take off. Be on our way. Fly power. And this is always a bit of an issue. Can't get my throttles to sync up. So we'll get them done, and we're off. Now with this airplane, the modeling in it, my airspeed indicator is basically just a blank circle with the needle in it. So I use my GTN 750 to actually tell me what my airspeed is. Don't know why that is. Alright, so we got the flight director, autopilot on. We'll get things settled here. Now our cruising altitude is going to be a little over 9,000 feet, so we can clear the mountains as we head to this airfield. Wine Glass Ranch. Now in the real world, Wine Glass is a private airport. That's a jet center where I guess from what I've seen on the website, well-to-do people like to fly in there and drink wine, eat food, and just have a good time. But being private, that may be why it didn't show up in the sim, other than just pretty much a gravel runway, a very long gravel runway, but a gravel runway nonetheless. No lights, just a windsock and a gray strip on the ground. You'll see it. So we're leaving Sacromento Executive Airport in Central California. And here we go. Now you may have noticed at the beginning I had a problem with sound, so here, the sound is fixed. So beautiful weather. Nice day to fly. the Beech-18 is a pretty cool little airplane. It's old. I mean, we're talking an aircraft that was around in the 40s. I think the Volpar version was actually built in the 60s, 1960 era. So, but all right, so we're cruising along fine. We will see you when we get ready to land. Alright, here we are. Welcome back. And right in front of us there, slightly to the left, you see that green and brown area? Not that one. That was to the right. But to our military left, we'll come back to it here. Yes. You see that little gray strip just beyond the green? That is our runway. A jet center in the real world, that sure doesn't look like much, but we're gonna land there. And I certainly hope you've enjoyed the flight up to this point. Now the airport, like I said earlier, is at 5,556 feet, and we're presently at about 7,500 feet. So haven't got a lot of altitude to lose, but we're going to fly by the airport, and then I'm going to make a right turn come back to the airport. There's no radio communications with it, so I wanted to, if I could, maybe take a look at the windsock and see which end of this runway I really needed to land on. And the windsock is down there, and we're going to land on that end where the windsock is. So now that we know that, we can just pass the airport, and then we will make our turn. And I believe that end of the runway is 3-4. And I have the aircraft, so I'm going to hand fly it the rest of the way. In essence, right now we're on our downwind leg. And we'll slowly start to lose altitude. Altimeter setting for today at this location was 3012. So okay, turning on base. Coming around onto final. A little gray strip right ahead of us. Just gravel. Okay, so gears down and locked, flaps are down, ready for landing. And touchdown. Not my best landing, but it was acceptable. That's what it's telling me. No damage to the aircraft, and we made it here. But it's just, like I say, there's nothing here but a gravel strip. So, with that, we will get ready to shut down the engines. Because FSEconomy, we got to shut down the engines before we can finish the flight. All right, so let's go ahead and finish the flight, get paid for this job, which we did. Okay, I know I'm no longer renting the airplane. But job completed. We delivered our 5 passengers to the middle of nowhere. They should be so pleased. I know I am. I got paid for bringing them here. And after expenses, a little over $3,400 plus dollars. So, mission complete. Welcome to Wine Glass Ranch. Okay, everybody, mission complete, and we got paid. A little less than $4,000 after all expenses, but that all money will go to our virtual airline, Solus Wings, and that'll make the CEO and a proprietor, Dion Sol, happy, and that's what we're here to do. So anyway, we had a good flight, decent landing. It was basically a gravel strip, but we got it down, and everything worked out fine. Just wish we had more scenery. So I'll have to look into that when I'm. Maybe I'll have to go on the use my WED software and actually build the runway or a place. But I'm not sure we're going to be making too many flights here. So anyway, with that, we got her done. Mission complete. Payment made. People delivered. What can I say? All in a day's work. So, thanks again for coming. Hope you all enjoyed the flight. This is Bug Eater 64, and until next time, as always, safe flying.